What's up, guys? Anakin Skywalker on the Clone Wars. Welcome to Celebration 6.
Welcome to the Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 5 red carpet premiere. As you can see, there's lots of the celebrities around. Very, very cool. Lots of fans all over the place, which is great.
That's the end of the interview on
There's Sam Witwer. Alright, people in the crowd, you have Ashley Eckstein there. She's signing for 1 or 2 people in the crowd here. So that's very sweet of her. Over there in that crowd, next to that blonde lady, is Matt Lancer. Let me see if I stand up. The one that's showing things on the cell phone, that's Matt, right there. Tom Kane, I believe, is also somewhere there because he was just there. So that's kind of cool how we have all of them, you know, in the crowd and all that stuff. Sam Witwer has joined in the crowd. How you like that?
He also does Force Unleashed. Yeah, that's it.
Mr. D. Bradley Baker.
Dude, it's amazing. That was incredible. I mean, so first of all, you know, Sam, now that you're here at Celebration 6, maybe this is the opportunity to share it. When you got the call to come and bring Darth Maul back into the Star Wars and into the Clone Wars canon, what was that like for you? I mean, what were your thoughts? Did you have a million thoughts going through your mind? Did you jump up and down? Did you get excited, scared, both?
I was in the car and Dave Filoni calls out, hey Sam, hey Dave, what's going on? And he says, hey, and he just went straight forward. He goes, I need a Darth Maul, can you do it? And there's only one right answer to that, which is yes. And you have to be really cool and be like, yeah, sure, no problem, you're in good hands, no problem. And you're trying to hide the panic, you know, that's building because you don't know if you can do it or not. But you're like, yeah, dude, of course I can.
And then you put the phone on mute.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
5 is smashed full of like the best lightsaber fights we've ever done.
Well, let's talk about Mother Talzin. I mean, this is a powerful being, Mother Talzin, and you know, obviously there were some questions as to whether or not she was defeated in Season 4. She kind of revealed herself to be this almost non-blood, flesh and blood, more powerful witch. You know, pulling the smoke, the madness out of Maul's head. Are we going to see a lot more of Mother Talzin, or is it just someone that's kind of pulling the strings in the background?
Well, we will see a lot more of her eventually. It's like everything we do on this show. It's like you guys are seeing this, and then we're much farther ahead of you in production, so we're working on some really cool stuff up there, but you haven't seen this really cool stuff we did long ago. So it's always hard for me to answer those questions. It's safe to say that Mother Talzin isn't dead by any stretch of the imagination. She just kind of apparated away. She's really tricky, you know, in a way that frankly Grievous didn't really understand. To Grievous, he would probably try to report her as being dead, having thought he just decimated the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters, you know, they're not so easily defeated. They're witches, you know, they're sneaky. They deal with an older kind of magic, and in a way that magic has its connection to the Force, but it's not exactly the way the Jedi and the Sith perceive it and use and wield the Force. So the Jedi and the Sith are kind of more advanced, and they deal with the Force and everything on a more galactic level. And then the Night Sisters are very kind of earth and tree and stone and like nature wielding creatures. So they have a lot of binding to the land, and so that's why you see her kind of reappear on Dathomir. It's kind of like a nucleus of her power there. So, but Night Sisters aren't out of it. I mean, they took a big beating in that one episode, but they're tricky girls, you know.
speaking of recurring characters and characters that come back that you don't expect, having Hondo come back in this episode was just tremendous. Sam, I wanted to switch gears a little bit and just talk to you about those first 2 episodes because you really, really went for it in those episodes. I mean, the passion, the energy. When you approached going into these scripts and you read them, I mean, you clearly decided to just go big and go home. Can you discuss what it was like?
Go big and then go home.
Go big and then go home. I mean, it was a clear, yeah, exactly.
He freaked out and then he just left the studio. What happened, Sam? Where'd you go?
I'm out. His microphone dropped. Totally. But, so, I mean, you go into the studio. I mean, what was that like recording those episodes? I mean, so much torture and please.
Well, you know, I mean, I think it was probably funny for these guys because I was just, you know, Mike, you know, you ready, Sam? Yeah, okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready. You know, just like totally going nuts. And, you know, they're all looking at each other. Just really weird.
Sam's like, can I like recite the Sith code, bro? And I'm like,
is that cool?
Yeah, sure, Sam. Go ahead.
I love how he disavows nerd knowledge.
No, it's just saying, you're so funny. You're like,
I don't know what that is.
It just was hilarious. You were pulling on. He's just rambling on and on and on and on, and it's like, you know, so I think that one time you were up at Lucasfilm and I was at the cash register and the girl was asking me who you were and I said, that guy over there? I'm like, he's a bigger nerd than any of my nerds. She's like, no way. I'm like, no, totally, watch this. You know, hey Sam, what was the nebula that Khan flew into? And you swing around and you're like, Matar Nebula. And I'm like, see? It's not just Star Wars with the guy, it's everything.
It's true.
I dare you on the floor, ask him a question. If you've got a half hour, ask him a question.
Going back to when, you know...
Try giving him a script sometime.
When I walked around and I built this Plo Koon costume. Oh, that was you.
Oh,
wait a second.
I'm proud of that.
I have a picture.
It's outside my door.
It stands there
and it has a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey on it now. So, yeah, it does.
The silent sentinel.
Yeah,
like, anytime you want to accuse me, I'll just point to the costume staring accusingly at you.
I love it. I still remember Rebel Legion.
What was the question?
I was going to talk about your improv.
The big deal, the thing that we agreed on right away was that it's like if you're going to bring him back, there's got to be a cost to it, right? I mean, you see in the episode we just saw, he's getting back to the guy that he was in Phantom Menace, but he's not even quite there yet. You know, he's still impulsive. He's making some bad calls, but he learns from those. But you know, so the whole thing we said is like, you know, it can't just be you cut the guy in half, and then we're bringing Darth Maul back. And, you know, beginning of the episode, you know, Darth Maul's back. Hello, boys. You know, you can't do that. That's bad storytelling. You actually, there has to be a physical cost and there has to be a mental cost for having gone through this. It's not like, you know, it took me 10 years, and about six years in, I started a weight program, and then I started doing P90X, and I'm ready. You know, no, you know, something bad must have happened to this guy. So,
well, exactly, and you know, what's really interesting is how it echoes Vader a little bit. This idea that hatred can keep you alive even when you're so physically damaged. Was that something that was intentional, especially with the resurrection and the rebirth of his legs and sort of forming the half man, half machine?
Yeah, some audience members may have caught this. If you look closely at his legs, the spider legs, pieces of it are floating off the surface of the legs, and that is because,
well, the Force is what's holding his body together. You know, I said before at our previous thing with Joel that, you know, the Sith are consumed with never wanting to die, but it's a completely physical thing for them. There is no afterlife for them. Everything exists in the now. They have to stay alive. They fear death more than anyone. Evil is usually, you know, more afraid than you are. That's what makes them so twisted and evil. So, you know, Vader holds on to life at the edge of the lava flow because he's such contempt for Obi-Wan and such anger over what's happened in his life. And that same type of focused hatred is what sustains Maul. The difference with Maul is that he goes into a state where he doesn't even really remember who he is or what he is. He becomes very animalistic. He regresses into a mental state because the shock of, you know, being cut in half and what happened to him after he fell down the shaft is so great that he cannot hold on to it. You know, his consciousness, he goes almost unconscious and becomes, like he said, a rabid animal.
Exactly.